So,
Dropping the crap.
this is the first in, well, hopefully be a series of little one-shots expanding the world of Alatastica. This particular session was designed to give closure to a character that, it felt like we could have, I felt like his story wasn't quite done. So, this session is Baptized in Fire, the Quest for the Chalice. This is going to be taking place a few years after the epilogue session of Welcome to the Show. And we are going to be starting from the point of view of a character who is very familiar to us. And he is going to be traveling to a place where he isn't quite welcome. Ravis. Shay, describe how Ravis looks now, compared to how he looked at the end of the epilogue.
In the epilogue, Ravis was almost a walking skeleton by that point. Years of under-eating combined with keeping himself just fit enough to be useful had stripped almost all food from his body. In the years since, you said years, been years since the epilogue, correct?
Yes.
In the years since, despite his initial objections, Pista Sophia had insisted that that wouldn't do. She had no use for a soldier who was going to collapse from hunger pains the minute he walked into where he was needed to be. Because of that, he has actually regained a little bit more of his original bulk. While you could hardly call him well-fed or even anywhere near as big as he used to be, he is now a more healthy, lean muscle, as opposed to either the emaciated look or the, by Drow standards at least, towering figure he used to be. His clothes, the simple green and brown shirt, are still the same though. After all, when trying not to be noticed, it helps to have clothes that don't make you stand out.
Indeed. So, Ravis, it was very difficult for you to get into Directian, but the years of running and hiding have made you incredibly adept at not being found. You had to wait until nightfall to make sure no one saw you as you entered the Cathedral of Heronius. You have been instructed in finding the secret entrance to the Undercroft, and sure enough, the swift but thorough scanning of the stonework revealed incredibly subtle anomalies. It is little wonder no one had stumbled upon this discovery before. You would only know it was there if you were looking for it. Or if you were a dwarf, but why would a dwarf come in here? Pressing into the cracks and carefully maneuvering, you heard something click. A hidden staircase appeared, just like she said. You descend the stone staircase in the cathedral. There's a faint blue light in the corridor. Stepping into the Undercroft, you see the source of the blue light, a glowing blue tablet at the end of the room. And sitting right in front of you is the circle that she mentioned. Ravis pulls out his parchment, and before he gets started, he's making a few notes.
Indeed. And the other thing I'm going to do is going to make a quick perception check. Wants to make sure there's no one around.
All right. So,
proficiencies.
Perception check in
He
the chat.
actually check the chat, dude.
Yep, I see it.
It makes it easy.
Yes, it does.
Thank you.
Oh, nice dice.
Nice die.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Very
I
edgelord.
I adjusted it to be Ravis's colors.
Indeed. So, you're looking around and you don't see anything out of the ordinary. As far as you can tell, you are completely and utterly alone.
Thanks for telling me there was something to see, though. Still, back in character. Alright, Ravis is going to step forward and into the portal.
Well, first, if you remember that Pista Sophia gave you a scroll. You were given 2 scrolls by Pista Sophia. One to travel to Dis, and one to get back.
Yep.
You begin chanting, and you're almost complete. When... I'm going to put you in the middle of the circle. When you feel a tap on your shoulder. Zero, describe your character?
You see a basic looking human wearing practically wearing what appears to be clothes from Directian Castle, holding a short sword in his hand. Hello there. Did not expect to see you. Did not expect to see you here.
Hello.
And the glowing runes have activated, and the whole entire place fills with a blinding light.
Yeah.
And Kylum has been caught inside.
Yeah, immediately, Ravis tries to shove Kylum out of the way. He realizes what is about to happen, but he's just a second too late.
Just a second too late. And...
Well, that's inconvenient.
So, what happens? You are both drawn into the floor, and you see...
Yo! What? Doctor Who?
So,
I
Ravis...
see nothing but whiteness.
I mean, are you looking in a mirror?
If I'm remembering the last time
screw
that
you.
someone traveled into another plane, I'm probably going to be making a Constitution save, correct?
Not you.
Oh,
Ravis
okay.
and
I get the
Ravis
picture.
and Kylum, you both get hurled onto dry, smoke-smelling ground. A magical dissipation snaps behind you.
Yep, there it is.
Oh boy.
Oh.
Nope.
Oof.
Nope.
So, you feel something
Rip.
coming up your stomach. You cover your mouth and you have upchucked into the dirt.
Ravis steps aside so he's not in the, shall we say, line of fire, and gently but firmly pats this stranger on the back. There you go. Get all the weakness out. And he kind of pauses halfway through, as a feeling of unexpected nostalgia hits him, though it is then darkened by another thought that comes into my head. One that comes in a very familiar voice. Yeah, well, hopefully you won't stab this one in the back. Oh joy, Ravis thinks. My conscience is starting to sound like that group.
So,
Ugh.
yes. Kylum.
What was that all about?
That is a teleportation spell, specifically a plane shift spell. We are in hell. What is your name?
You can call me Phylum. I already know who you are.
Kylum Oak, and the name is familiar to him. Kylum Oakvale, Spymaster for Directian, part of Phoenix Ward.
I see you've heard of me.
You were an enemy at the time. Of course, I remembered the name.
Yes, we were enemies. Question is, what were you doing in Directian, let alone the Cathedral of Heronius?
Trying to go here. Trying to go into hell.
As
But
soon as he
why
says,
would anyone go here
Kylum,
willingly?
as soon as he says that word, hell, you immediately beyond the smell of your own vomit, it hits you. The smell of sulfur, smoke, and blood. The horrible grinding sounds of metal and ghostly screams of despair. You feel this little creeping voice in the back of your mind screaming at you. Your skin prickles and clams. This place is wrong. On a primal level to you, it is very, very wrong. Ravis, you know this area and this feeling all too well. You spy a very familiar Iron City off in the distance.
It's actually strange to Ravis. The last time he was here, certainly the place was dangerous. The place was hostile and strange in its own way. But it never felt wrong to him. In fact, the last time he's here, it almost felt fitting. Felt like everything made sense, but now just like Kylan, there is that sense of perversion in the very air itself. However, he doesn't have time to dwell on the implications of that. Instead, he turns to Kylan. Well, I'd love to say that it was to fulfill several people's wishes. I came here for a job. I was tasked to retrieve something of importance to your queen. Now, whether you want to believe me or not, that is your business. The question is, are you coming with me or not?
Well, considering that I don't know any other means of getting back home, I'm willing to tag along.
Very well. Then for the time being, we are united. Alright, sorry, I see this off in the distance.
Yes.
I'm going to be making a perception check because the letter mentioned a tower. I'm going to see if I can spot what is likely to be that tower.
All right.
Thank you.
Ravis, you're looking around and indeed you do spy the Iron Tower. You're pretty sure what is the Iron Tower off in the distance. But I'm going to have to ask you to roll one of these two.
All right.
Just click the little dice icon in the chat.
Yep.
I love this thing so much.
12.
Alright.
That 12 curse.
Well,
At least it's a good 12.
So, Ravis, while you're looking at the city, Kylum, you're just looking left and right, just trying to take things in. And there's something weird. And before you can, it feels like you're not alone. And then you see it, there's a little disturbance in the dirt. And before you're able to open your mouth to say anything, Ravis is lifted into the air by his neck.
Hey.
Ravis, you feel something long and scaly and strong wrapping around your neck.
Immediately, Ravis is moving to try to break out of this hold, whether by his physical talents or his magical talents. He is moving to defend himself.
Yeah.
Almost instinctually.
Yes, moving instinctually. You're
Extinctually?
It's instinctually. So, yes, turning around.
Instinctively.
Yeah, instinctively. So, Ravis, the tail turns around to look at you. The tail turns so you can look at who the source is, and it's a very familiar figure. Cat, can you describe your character?
You see attached to the snake a long, thin torso of a woman with dirty, ragged, torn up clothes covering just the bare minimum of her chest. Dirt in her long red fingernails. Her bright red hair cut in odd places as if she never had a mirror. And long horns that frame her face. And black, red like fire like wings spread out to give her a sense of dominance. Well, well, well. Look who it is. The black person who ruined my life.
Oh.
You.
Oh dear. Oh yeah, that too.
You brought a little friend. Or should I say snack? As she tries to grab Callum.
Okay, Ravis is immediately going to stand between her and Kylum.
All right, so that's going. So why don't we try this? Why don't we try this to see how this little story bit goes?
All right. Okay.
Ooh, how wonderful!
Nice.
Yes, very, very nice. So, Ravis, it's kind of strange. Immediately as this person threatens Kylum, you feel a sudden burst of strength, and you immediately break out, and kind of put yourself in between. You put yourself in between Kylum and her.
Immediately, Ravis grabs the wrist that was reaching out for Kylum. Enough. You have more than enough reason to find enmity with me, but this man has nothing to do with me and nothing to do with you. He simply happened to come here by happenstance.
So what? I'm a little hungry right now. But it's fun seeing that there's not enough food when you're banished and living in a waste.
A thought suddenly occurs to Ravis. I'm not the only one responsible for what happened to you.
If you mean dear old daddy, yes. He took a stranger's word without a second thought, but you were the catalyst of that decision.
I was. You're right. And you have every reason to hate me. However, you kill me, you kill this person, and you're still stuck, banished, wandering this plane with nothing else. However, I wish to take something from your father. And if you were able to help me, well, in the meantime, I'm sure you might be able to find a way to, shall we say, free yourself from exile?
Really?
At the very least, it'd be a way to get back at the person who threw you under the bus.
I would say I'm not intrigued or anything. But many have tried and many have failed. What makes you so special?
Many tried and failed. The smile he gives her is small, soft, and a little sad. Many tried and failed to kill gods. I'd say I'd be special in that regard. But look at it this way. What have you got to lose? I try and fail, and you get revenge on the person who framed you. I try and succeed, and you get revenge on the person who'd rather trust a stranger than his own daughter. It's a win-win.
If I agree to this, and believe me, the prospect is alluring to say the least. If I'm willing to help you with that fault, you're willing to help me get off this plane.
I am willing to help you get off this plane. Or, what about something else? You are in exile because I framed you. What if I gave my word that once my task is complete, I will confess to my lie? I will tell Despater or his servants to his face that I was the one who lied to him.
And do you know the consequences if you do this?
Oh, I am very much aware that I have been facing the consequences of my actions for the last 7 years.
But even with that confession, I do not want dear old daddy to breathe down my neck anymore. Not after I saw him, how quickly he can turn on those he loves. So, how about this way too? I'm willing to just go down a few planes. I've heard Pelagus had daddy issues too. Maybe I can have a bit of a reprieve there. But I would also like something else. And this might kill 2 birds with 1 stone, if that's how the mortals say. I believe what I want is in that vault as well. So we work together, we don't stab each other in the back. I don't eat your friend, even though he looks tasty over there.
Sorry, you're not my type.
I didn't say that.
You are a dev. Out of character, what's the name again? I'm talking with pronunciation. Malakraba?
Yeah, Malaklabra.
Yes.
Yeah.
You are a devil, Malakraba, not a demon. have some better control over your base urges.
You wouldn't be the same if you were starving and saw a juicy red steak in front of you, would you?
The look Ravas gives her at that moment is the most withering, effing really woman look she has ever received in her life. Do not talk to him about spending years starving.
Oh, you had years? I had decades.
Yeah, so did he. And that's just counting and that's not counting the years he spent as a slave.
Yeah, and I imagine Kylem's just rolling his eyes, just looking between those, just like, just mumbling to himself, no, I'm suffering more. No, I'm suffering more. Ladies, you're both pretty.
Yeah. Well, actually, here's the thing. As he's giving the withering glare, another thought enters into his mind. Oh, and whose fault was that, Ravas? Shut up, enemy, who is also Amber! And he realizes he just said that out loud. Apologies. Look, the proposal is acceptable. You help me, I will help you go down the layer. I'm not sure with the union between you and Fia. There is going to be terrifying or strangely amusing, but at the very least, I'm sure to give young Adrian a new companion.
You know about Adrian?
Of course I know about Adrian.
Then how about we make it official as, can she produce a contract, or...
Yeah, she could. Absolutely. She is a devil. With a wave of her hand, like a brief puff of fire, and a contract appears with all the writing and everything you have discussed. Ravas, you're looking through that contract very closely. Force of habit.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Force of habit. You know exactly who you're dealing with, and you are looking at the letter. You are briefly checking to see if there's any way that things could be reworded. But she worded this very carefully. She worded this very carefully in a way that she cannot take advantage of you. It seems like she is choosing to trust you.
I also make sure that the extension that it extends to the companion.
Yes, it does.
Okay, then yes.
Promise I won't eat the companion.
He sees that that's not in the contract, and it's all airtight, and with a nod of acknowledgement, he signs the contract.
So, as he signs the contract, the scroll just furls up, and she crushes it in her hand. There's a wisp of flame, and Malacroba smiles.
Well, it looks like our group of two has become a group of three. He looks over his shoulder at Kylem. Apologies for the strange bedfellows you are finding yourself amongst.
I think I can handle this.
So, you all turn your heads towards the Iron Tower. Pretty sure that's where you need to go.
Indeed.
But so before you go, and when you go there,
I'm assuming that there's some time as they're walking, correct?
there is some time as you're walking. Yes.
So, as they're on their way, Ravas actually speaks to his companions. So, here is what we are doing. We are here to retrieve the Chalice of Heronius. I do not know what the nature of the Chalice is, but I know that it is incredibly important, and I have received word that Despater intends to move it to a more secure location. Therefore, this is the only chance we get. If we are to be working together on this, and I assume that you are going to be participating in this, Kylam?
Yep, I am.
Then I would like to have an understanding of your skill sets. Kylam, I believe I have an inkling of yours, but if you would be able to expand on it in your own words, that would be appreciated. Malakraba, I know little to nothing, I confess.
Well, for starters, I'm sure you've noticed this before we got here. Very few can notice me until it's too late.
Indeed. However, it requires that you do nothing to draw attention to yourself, doesn't it?
Pretty much. And I'm quite good at that too.
Robinson nods, his suspicion confirmed. He had suspected it for a simple question. If he is able to avoid detection completely, then what was stopping him from simply walking into Lathanor and stabbing Ravis in his sleep? But Lathanor had guards, check-in stations that would be hard to just walk past, which meant that if that was able to block him, it meant that if he did something in plain view of people that would be immediately noticeable, like walking right past a right into a check-in station, it would get him seen. So, if we're going to make the best use of that, we should provide distractions for you to slip inside. Is there anything else?
Well, I have some moderate skill in sneaking around, and though I'm much better at climbing, and particularly lying.
He gives a nod, filing that information away. And Malakraba?
Do you really suspect a woman to share all her secrets?
No, but if we're going to be working together, we should at least know what the other person... have a general idea of what the other person can do.
Well,
Help
Ravis, you do know one thing that she can do. She was able to turn invisible and sneak up on you.
True. And her grip strength isn't exactly weak either.
Let's just say I've been taught at a very young age to be a loyal soldier on my daddy's side. His trusted advisor, his sword, his shield, whatever he wanted. So I have more of a flair of the magics than a sword.
That being said, you do see... Ravis, you are looking down at her side, and you do see that she does have two short swords attached to her hip.
Her build, it's pretty light, pretty lean, correct?
It is very fit. She was eating something out there, and you don't know what. But...
Alright. So, one question he asks her. I know you can turn invisible. I'm not going to ask you every spell you know. So I'll simply ask this. What branch of magic do you favor?
Josh?
I'm actually gonna have to look at that.
Basically, he's just asking, like, is she a healer, a zappy blaster, pew pew, an illusionist?
Whether she's evocation, abjuration, that sort of stuff.
Yeah, pretty much.
She is a buffer and debuffer.
Yep. So, Rabbit is putting it together. Mobile fighter, invisibility spells and overwhelms with weakening the enemy and strengthening herself. Probably the most useful if we get into a direct fight, and possibly the best at one of the best uses for distraction. He gives a nod as he again files the information away. And I am done with the question and answers. Sorry if whatever you had planned next, I'm
All right.
going to move on to that.
So you head over to the fields of you see the Iron Tower. It's very close, but suddenly, as you're walking forward, Malakraba's tails immediately stop both Ravis and Kylum. So, Malakraba, you know that these fields are quite dangerous. One wrong step, and you're going to get a very not a great steam bath.
Okay, gonna make a perception check to see if, now that she's pointed that out, I'm gonna make a perception check to check that in mind.
Perception check for all of you.
Yep, also, are you quite alright, Miss Yora?
Oh,
la la!
Oh.
There we go. Knocked it to a 14. It's now a 14. All right. So as Malakraba it's like, Malakraba, you know it's here. You just don't know where. Kylum, you are just like, it's like you're still a little queasy from the thing. So you're having a little bit of trouble seeing straight. Ravis, your eyes are piercing. You are one of the most paranoid people and one of the most overprepared people. So seeing things
and
that
so
are
is Ravis. But you weren't talking about Shay.
It's easy for you.
No, Ravis' paranoia extends to other people. Mine extends to myself.
Yes. So, Ravis, you are able to move through these fields without much of a problem. You're able to
He's
fit.
going to be guy. He's basically saying to the others, "Step where I step."
Yep.
Kylum does that, no problem.
Yes, Kylum's acrobatics is so ridiculous. I'm not even gonna ask him to roll.
Should I turn in? Is it easier time with my snake body, or do I have to change to two-legged form to follow Ravis' steps?
You probably will have to. So, you look back, Ravis. You're looking back as Malakraba is exercising caution. You see that her snake bottom just shifts into a pair of legs. And she is carefully stepping where you step.
And he makes a note of that again. The snake body is faster, but the human legs allow for more dexterity in movements.
Indeed.
Yeah.
So.
And she's wearing like snake-like designed pants. I want to point that out.
Oh,
you do
of course.
I was about to say you do realize that Ravis would not care even if she was buck-ass naked. But then I remembered, oh wait, the other person.
All right, that was all right. PG-13. That was one swear. You get.
Oh right, yeah.
Walking, you were able to get there and in one piece, no damage. You find yourself on the outskirts of Mentiri, the prison of corruption.
Also, I think PG is one swear, PG-13 is one F-bomb.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. I have... Yeah, it's, one F-bomb and 2 S-bombs. Use wisely. So, this is the prison of corruption. Ravis, you have studied this map intently, looking up, down, left, right, just seeing anything. And yeah, judging from where you can see the patrols, the devils did not give you a lot to work with, but they underestimated your determination. You can see. Uh-huh. So you can see two ways.
Rather, nightmare of brick walls everywhere.
So you can see two ways that you can enter. One will involve a lot more climbing, and one will have to involve stealth kills. Which one do you think you should take?
He's gonna take the climbing route for two reasons. Three reasons. One, he's not terrible at climbing himself. Two, Kyla mentioned he is an excellent climber. Three, Malakraba can fly! And four,
Reasonable.
he promised to avoid killing as much as possible. That includes devils.
So, Ravis, you point to the entrance that you all are going to be taking, and everyone, the other two of you nod, and so yes, trying to make this as stealthy as possible. Let's do a stealth accumulation check.
Yep. You know, now I'm actually wishing I had said that out loud. just because I had thought of a response to that.
You always have a response to things, dude.
But I mean one that's like good for like character development.
Oh yeah. Oh, thing is that I forgot. Kylam doesn't have to roll for stealth. because he has a fun little feat. Where is it? He has a fun little feat called Assurance Stealth.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna take that role.
You said assurance, right?
Yes.
I heard insurance.
I heard that too.
All right.
Stealth insurance.
Penetrating we are literally penetrating the bureaucracy right now.
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry. I suffer from a bad case of lystexia. Okay.
and I suffer from a bad case of I don't hear right.
Yeah. Anywho, so there are a lot of things that Kylam has that is going to help you in this quest. He also has the skill feat Quiet Allies. Following Kylam's lead, you're able to not only with a little bit of the climbing, he's able to kind of lead you to which handholds are going to not cause a lot of noise. This is
no creaking.
Yes. No noise, no vibrations. And also, like, Malaklabra, you notice that there's a distinct smell on Kylam. In fact, he smells like nothing. You would think that you would smell sweat on him, or heck, even the puke smell seems to have gone on him, because he also has something called foil senses.
Oh, yeah.
Impressive, Lightplate.
Do not call me that right now.
Oh, sorry. Would you like to call you side of potatoes or beans?
Enough, children.
So yes, there is a guard in front of you. He has not seen you, but he is guarding the only entrance. He is guarding your entrance in. What do you want to do?
Okay. I am going to question for the GM.
Yep.
What is the best skill to roll to try to get an idea of how strong the guard is, relevant, like how easy it would be to take them out?
in this particular sense, that would be a religion check.
Okay.
So,
Let me see if I have that proficiency. I do. So I'll roll a religion check.
boop. Let's see how it goes. It's in the chat. Okay. Well, this particular guard is a Barbazoo. You will know these as... Where is it? As a bearded devil. Though strong and quick, they are little match for you. And they are in small numbers. But upon repeated encounter, they have abilities that can wear you down. They are most effective at mid and close range.
Alright.
How about I just stab him and throw him off?
No, hold on a second. The Ravis whispers, Be ready to defend yourself in case this goes awry. But first, Alakraba, do you have any way to render him unconscious?
Would I happen to know this?
She has a sleep spell.
Actually, no. Then he can reconsider. No, save your spells. Be ready in case this goes bad, but I'll take care of this one. So, what Ravis is going to do? DM question.
Yeah.
I believe that all my attack actions can be used in a non-lethal version, despite the
Indeed.
Powerful.
despite the name for them. Correct?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Powerful fist just gives you the option to do lethal damage.
Yes.
Indeed. So, Ravis is going to sneak up behind the devil, and I'm just gonna. There's two abilities, and I'm looking at to check which one would be more useful in this scenario. So he's going to basically sneak up on the guy, and he's going to use the grievous blow action. Basically, he is going to pull a hitman and a chokehold from behind to knock the guy out.
Yeah. All right. Yes. Grievous blow is essentially power is a power attack.
Yep.
So, let's see how that goes. Oh my goodness.
Oh?
Mm-hmm. Okay, a lot of question marks.
Yes, I'm rolling dice in private.
Why are you keeping this from us?
Because
To build up
He
suspense.
enjoys
Wow.
watching us suffer.
yes, I do. Yes, and yes. So, Ravis, you crit him. He is kaput and unconscious. You very gently let him onto the ground and you swipe his keys.
And then I move the body out of sight.
Yes. All right.
You did say hitman.
Mm-hmm.
Nope. Not bad.
I really, really hate to say this, but I'm impressed.
All right. And as you're moving through, you pull out the keys, open the door, and yeah, you can see a couple patrols, but there is a series of rafters up above that you all can use to avoid being seen.
Detection.
Yep.
Yes.
Is there another option, or is it just the rafters?
It really is just the rafters because all the bearded
take the
devils.
rafters.
Yeah, they're on the floor. So you're walking through.
I want to say
Assassin's Creed,
take the rafters before you
Yeah.
listed like the alternative.
Yeah.
But yes, we take the rafters.
Yeah. So.
Use Assassin's Creed's method. Go
Yep,
up.
Yep, this is absolutely Assassin's Creeding it right now. Going through, you see a couple of these cells. And these cells seem to contain souls of people. And there's a couple devils in there in a couple of these cells speaking to them.
Is this part normal? Would Malakraba know
Yes.
this is like normal, or
Yes, Malakraba would know this as normal. This is the prison of corruption. This is where captured souls are. Well, the devils will explain it in a second. It's one of the devils is looking between a group of souls. All right, kiddies. I got a quota to fill. So, I have a trident here. Let's play a game. Last person standing, he tosses the trident in, gets a glass of water. There's another one. And this devil is just leaning down to another soul, just kind of gently caressing their shoulder. Oh, no, you're doing very well. But you must understand, you need to go all the way. If you don't stab that little girl, well, every minute you don't, I'm going to have to take something from you. First it'll be your fingers, then your toes, then your ears, then your eyes, then your tongue, then your legs, then your arms. Then I will have to heal it all back so I can do it all over again.
There's a frown from Ravis.
A frown from Kylam as well.
and possibly a sick smile from Malakra.
Even with his
I
mutters to himself, even with his murderous dirt, his legacy continues.
Indeed. And as you're moving on, there's another interesting conversation. How has she not cracked yet? How many decades has it been? Well, I don't know, like 4 or 5? Yeah. I don't know what these Heronian types are put through, but this is ridiculous. Our god literally died. How is she still going? Well, no clue, but Despater wants her broken soon, or we're gonna get it. What's she in here for anyway? Well, rumor has it, she tried to steal a magic item from Despater. Apparently she got pretty far, but tripped at the finish line. And
Ravis holds up the hand for the group to hold as he hears those words.
And then suddenly, you see the innards of the two devils explode. Fading out of invisibility is this long, white, scorpion-like tail attached to a tall, terrifying creature.
Oh dear.
Pretty.
This, Malaklobra, you know who this is. This is Chardek, warden of the prison. And,
Oh, crap.
and where did you two hear that? They can't answer on account of their gargling. Oh, well, looks like we're going to have a very, very long discussion. He walks backwards, the two devils dangling from his tail. You there, beards. Lock the doors. No one comes in or out of here until I get back from the Iron Tower. You see the Bone Devil's insectoid wings begin to buzz. He takes off and flies toward the city of Dis.
question.
Mm-hmm.
What's the equivalent of a sense motive check on here?
Perception.
Yeah, that's perception.
Okay, Ravas is making a perception check on Malakraba.
Isn't it more insight?
Well, this game, Tui doesn't have insight. It has sense motive.
Okay, yeah.
All right. So
Or in this
actually,
case,
what are you exactly are you
perception.
trying to insight?
So, he is studying her expression because if he can get an idea of just because he got an idea from their brief encounter that Malakraba at this stage is more or less about as strong as he is in a fight.
So, you know that so you can judge from Malaklabra's expression that Chardek could very easily take her in a one-on-one fight. And he doesn't
Alright.
and he doesn't become the warden of a place like this by being a pushover.
Certainly wasn't a pushover, but neither was she. That's why her reaction was the best thing to judge. Still, noted, avoid him at all cost. That being said, he turns to his companions. We're going to take a bit of a detour. Whoever they're keeping a prisoner, it sounds like they might actually be very useful to us. And right now, we're going into this mission half-cocked. It might be a good idea to grab whatever assistance we can.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but I think I agree. Whoever this is, they don't deserve to be here anyway.
Don't be too sure.
All right, so you all are taking the detour to get to. Well, luckily
Get
for
Ellie's character, yes.
yes. So luckily for you, luckily for you, you were already in the rafters where this room was. So you're kind of sealed in.
Indeed.
All right. So definitely climbing down again, making sure not to make a noise, and kind of following Kylum. He is, after all, the quietest climber and most experienced with stealth.
Yep.
You find this giant metal apparatus. It's got wheels and there are swords and pitchforks stuck into it, and yeah, you can hear this kind of quiet moaning on the inside. So,
Do you think any of those keys will work there, or do you want me to take care of it?
Let's try to use the keys first.
all right. You try it. You start fumbling through a couple of the keys, and indeed, one of them works. So, as the metal starts,
Callum keeps his sword. Callum keeps holding his sword just in case, like, someone jumps out at him again.
not quite jumps out at you, more kind of collapses out. Kind of falling onto you, Kylum, is a woman.
So, Ravas moves out of the way of a fall, but before she lands on Kylum, he kind of like, I'm guessing he has some kind of shirt on.
Yes.
He catches her by the back of her collar before she face plants into Kylum.
All right. So you're both able to catch her, and so yes, Ellie, please describe what's going to happen.
This woman only seems like she's half aware. She feels someone grab her, and she just whips her head around. It's like,
Well, that's
Right in
rude.
right in his face.
So yeah,
Yeah.
Kylam. Wait, who are you punching in the face? Kylam or Ravis?
No, she like spat in. And since
Oh.
Ravis was the one who caught her, it's gonna be Ravis's face.
Yeah, Ravis, you get a face full of saliva.
He wipes that off with an expressionless look.
Well, that's rather rude, considering we just got you out.
She has no
What?
reason to trust that.
Wait. Huh?
Are you able to stand, miss?
She blinks a bit and she's like looking a lot closer at you, and then her eyes widen and she kind of pulls herself to her feet. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I thought you were a devil.
Fair enough.
Okay. She looks around and then her eyes fall on Macalabra. What the?
An alliance of convenience. Right now, she has her own reason to hate despite her.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
And you are?
About to kill the devil in front of me.
I'm
going to have to insist that you don't.
She... Wait, my brain just farted. Out of character. I am safely assuming she does not have a weapon on her right now.
Not on her right now, no.
Only reason I will stay my hand is because there's nothing in it. Who the hell are all of you?
My name is Ravis Arcanum. This is Kylam Oakvale and Malakraba.
I know who she is.
I see. I am here to retrieve the Chalice of Heronius for Pista Sophia.
The second you mention the Chalice, her head whips around to you and she just like stares at you in like shocked silence. Repeat yourself?
I am here to retrieve the Chalice of Heronius for Pista Sophia.
God's finally heard my prayers.
This devil, he points to her, has sworn a contract to assist me as long as I help her move down to a lower layer after we are done. Malakraba, could you please produce the contract again?
The contract is produced from a little billowing fire from her hand.
He holds the contract out to the woman for her to read. See for yourself. It's impressively airtight.
She snatches the contract out of his hand and reads over it.
Yeah.
And you notice that she's studying it as thoroughly as Ravis did. Well worded. No loopholes to exploit. I'm impressed.
I know, I even surprised myself today.
Been many years since I've seen a contract written this well.
So as you can see, she is right now rather important to me, and I'd have to stop you from killing her. However, given your reaction, I'm assuming that our goals align. Which would mean that, like it or not, he gestures to the two women, your goals align.
Damn it. But Regardless of the form, I will not turn my eyes away from the god's blessings. My name is Izora Taporis.
Did you say Taporis?
I did.
There's a check I should make to figure out her exact relation to the royal family.
Yeah, it's there's Uravis, you don't quite know. Kylum, yeah, you know who that it took a second, but you kind of figured out who this is. This is Cassian's mom, who disappeared.
Suddenly, Ravis gives a dark, almost rueful chuckle. So that's it.
What?
Sorry, it's just realizing that I was the plan B. Shouldn't be surprised.
You disappeared ages ago.
I've been in this place for 50 years.
And you do look like they over 20.
Your flattery means nothing to me.
Let's just kind of break an icebreaker since we're going to be buddies for a bit.
Cooperating does not mean we are friendly.
Children, please do not make me separate you two.
Yeah. Kylum?
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Continue.
Go ahead, Kylum.
No, I was just. I thought you were going to say something to me, not.
Well, yeah. It's just Kylum. While they're all kind of bickering, you're looking around, and you see a chest. If you're kind of putting two and two together in your head, and you're pretty sure that's Azora's stuff.
Your Highness, I believe everything you need is going to be in there. Kylan points to the chest.
Izora goes over to it. Is it locked?
It is locked, but you just kind of kick it open.
Fair enough.
You still did it.
I figured Kylan could have helped. Oh well.
Yeah, Kylan could have helped, but it's just...
Could have helped, but if you can't... Just in case it was too subtle, she's in a bad mood.
Yeah. So, she puts on armor, pulls out a longbow, a longsword, and some really interesting looking arrows.
I'm surprised that these have held up this long. I'm even more surprised that they bothered keeping it. But... beggars and choosers and all that.
Josh, would Macabon know, like, a reason why they kept all her stuff?
Is there a reason why they kept all her stuff? Perhaps. Are you asking if you can roll to try and figure that out, or?
If she knows anything of why. I guess I should roll for it.
All right, there's a religion check in the chat.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, you do not. It is a little weird, but it is a little weird to you that they kept it, but you feel like you got more important things to think about right now.
Izora hefts her bow up, and she doesn't put an arrow in it, but she pulls the string back, and you just see this expression of relief bordering on joy to be holding her bow again.
Yay. The princess is all dressed up. Now, we should probably move on.
Before we do, either of you before we do, Izora, did they know you were here to steal the chalice?
Well, they knew I was here to steal something powerful. Whether they knew it was specifically the chalice or not.
Alright, still not a good thing to risk. Are either of you able to cast illusion? The longer lasting, the better.
Let me check my spell sheet. I doubt it.
Malaklabra does.
Alright, Malakraba, I need an illusion of Izora still imprisoned. The second that they realize she is gone and has escaped, it's very likely they're going to immediately up security on the chalice even further. That could be disastrous for us. We need to buy ourselves as much time as we can.
Izora looks over at the chest she kicked open and slowly closes it back.
Indeed.
Yeah.
I'm only doing this because you asked
I don't think I can fix
nicely.
the lock.
Yeah. Illusory creature. Fantastic. Okay, I'm going to ask for a... Let's see. So I am going to ask for this check from you and to repair the chest.
Oh, cool.
See how it goes.
While he's doing that, Ravis actually, because Kylan's repairing the chest, yes?
Yes.
Ravis actually says to him, Kylan, you can pick locks, correct?
I can.
Can you do the opposite? Can you break a lock in such a way that it'll get the door stuck? Make it harder to open.
He can, in fact. Alright.
Yeah. In the meantime, Macabre will look over at Yazora and say, "Did I get the side of your face just right, or the size of your hips just right?"
Oh.
Izora just gives her a flat look.